Hi neighbors, I hope everyone is doing well. It's been a really long year and we're coming up on 1 year of this craziness, and hopefully we'll be coming to the end of it before long. Now some of you are going to get this video that don't know who I am. My name is Mike Freeman and I'm currently the Vice President of the Greater Round Rock West Neighborhood Association. I wear this hat when I video because I have this bright light over me that makes me look like a ghost, so I don't usually wear one, so sorry about that. By Greater Round Rock West, we mean the neighborhood north of McNeil, south of 620, between the Robinson Ranch and Round Rock West Drive, kind of up through Lake Creek by the high school. About 1,500 homes in this neighborhood. It's the largest single neighborhood in Round Rock. And we are the largest active volunteer neighborhood association in the city. A lot of other neighborhoods have HOAs. There's some of the older neighborhoods that have little associations. But we are by far the most active and have the most activities and do the most for our community. So we're very proud of this neighborhood. I just wanted to take a few minutes to kind of update y'all on everything that's going on. As you know, our officers have changed around a little bit. Mary Beth Ray is currently our president, and she's been in Round Rock for over 40 years, and her family have been involved here for a long time. All of her boys went to Round Rock High School, and she's an amazing person, and she's going to do a great job as president. I'm now the vice president of the association. I'm working my way towards retirement. In about 1.5 to 2 years, give or take a little bit, I'll be retiring and moving out of the area. During this time, I've been working to bring new people into the association to take over the different duties and projects that we have. For many years, there's basically been 2 people organizing everything, and that's been myself and Don Yenny. Not to say we haven't had help, because there's been many other volunteers to carry out the projects, but the organizational part mostly has been Don and I. And Don is no longer involved with the association. It was a mutual agreement that I fire him or he quit. I love Don to death, but his health was getting the best of him, and he needed to not be worrying about this stuff. And believe me, Don is the kind of guy that would worry himself sick if things weren't getting done right. So over the next 1.5 or so, I'm going to continue trying to get everything in order in a way that will help this neighborhood continue to operate long into the future without having a single point of failure like it has had for the last few years. We currently have 2 people acting as co-treasurer, Michael Fields and Megan Wolf. We also have 2 people as co-secretaries / communication. They're Kevin Crane and Dory Bullerman. The current members at large, we have 2. We need a couple more, Bill Bickford and Ken Malgren. The purpose of the members at large is to meet with the board when we have board meetings, to just throw a couple of extra minds in there to help the board brainstorm through projects and things that are coming up. We've been very successful at putting a group together to manage the Christmas decorating contest. That goes great every year. We have a couple of people that organize the neighborhood garage sale. Once life gets back to normal, we'll get back to doing that again. We still need to finalize an organizational group for a couple more activities. I want to make one thing clear. I have a lot of your names and emails that have offered to step up, and I apologize if I haven't been in touch. I have not forgotten about you. I've just been having to go through the different steps and take care of one piece of the puzzle at a time. I'll be trying to finalize the organization of our flag program, where we put up the flags 3 holidays a year. We do have most of the volunteers for that, and we're trying to finalize the people that have volunteered to organize that. The next step is going to be the National Night Out and the 4th of July parade projects. The National Night Out is the most intensive of all these projects we do. It wasn't last year, obviously, because we didn't have National Night Out, but hopefully we'll be able to return to it this year in October. I'll be compiling the list of emails from people that have offered to volunteer, and we'll be sending those out to you for the spots we need to cover for that National Night Out and the other projects we have going on. I do need about 3 to 4 people to step up and offer to handle the organizing of that each year. We have the guidelines together. Don has been amazing at putting a book together, and he has several books for the different projects we have that say, okay, for National Night Out, A, you do this, B, you just write down the list. It'll tell you exactly everything that has to be done and when it has to be done. So the volunteers will have a great resource to use when they start putting that together. I want to thank all of the people that have been helping and those that continue to step up. This is an amazing neighborhood, and if I was staying in the area after retirement, I would live nowhere else but here. I just can't retire in the Round Rock area because I've been plugged into the community and the neighborhood and the city and so forth for so long that I would not be able to have my retirement without continuing to work on things. My wife, Star, has been in pretty rough health for the past 25 years, and thank God she's finally starting to get much, much better. She's doing good, and I want to be able to spend the retirement years with her that I haven't been able to spend for the last 25 or so because of health reasons, which is why I will be moving out of the area. I love you all, and I'll miss you all, and I will miss this neighborhood terribly, which is why I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I leave it in as good a shape as possible. We're working on finalizing our new website, and hopefully we'll be able to integrate a forum, something like Facebook, that is solely for our neighborhood that we have control of. We want to be able to have a forum for neighbors to discuss what's going on, lost and found pets, upcoming activities, for sharing exciting things like the latest great restaurant you went to, or so forth. What we don't want is we don't want a forum that ends up in people bickering at each other or complaining that their neighbor left their trash can out too long or that their dog pooped in their yard. That's not what the purpose of this will be. So at Facebook, unfortunately, we don't have control of that, and we've ended up with a lot of those situations. The intent of this new forum will be simply for the neighbors to have fun having discussions with each other about the neighborhood. It'll be to help promote the safety and well-being of the neighborhood. It'll be to communicate issues regarding the neighborhood, upcoming activities, and so forth. We don't know how long this is going to take to get set up, but we are working on it, and we still need a couple, 3 people to volunteer to step in and help manage that, update the website, and so forth. The other thing I'm going to work on over the next few months is trying to improve our database of emails for the neighborhood, our email system. We have quite a few in our system, but a lot of people have moved out of the neighborhood, changed emails, accidentally unsubscribed, or for other reasons are not getting our emails. We've had a lot of people move in and out of the neighborhood. We haven't necessarily done a good job at capturing those that have moved into the neighborhood. Once life is back to normal and we're okay with going out and knocking on doors, I'm going to try to encourage our block captains to work on the houses that are in their area to try and update our email addresses and gather the emails of the new people that have moved into the neighborhood. We also may be putting out a notice asking for some other volunteers to help with this. In the meantime, I encourage you, please check with your neighbors around you. If they're not on our neighborhood list and not getting our emails, please encourage them to send us their address and email so we can get them listed. Our email list is very protected and is not for spamming. It is strictly for communicating neighborhood issues such as school events, safety issues, community issues, and so forth. As far as what's going on in the neighborhood right now, the main things that people have been asking about are the path from Round Rock West to the downtown parks. Okay, this has been a huge challenge and was supposed to have been finished by now, but because we live in a world of over-regulation and punitive permitting processes, not local, governmental, federal government, this project has really been dragging on. The city is still working on finalizing some utility issues, and we're having to deal with some environmental issues that have slowed the project down. And they all have to be cleared before that path can be built. I promise you, they're working on it very hard, and it's not just sitting on someone's desk not getting worked on it. They're working on it. The other issue, big issue, are the silent crossings. I've been working on the silent crossings for almost 7 years now. I see the jokes, making fun back and forth about that, but it too has been burdensome process when it comes to permitting and so forth. The city has to work with Union Pacific, the railroad, and working with the railroad is very challenging. They have an extremely difficult permitting and regulation process, and it takes forever to get things done. Fortunately, we're at the very end of that road, and we're almost there, and without giving any specific promises, it could be any day now that the silent crossings go into effect. My last discussion with the city about a week or so ago was that there were some minor technical issues that needed to be corrected at one of the intersections, and that was being done in the next couple of weeks. Once that was done, they submit that information to Union Pacific, and the final approval to move forward with the silent crossings will be issued, and we'll wake up one morning, hopefully, and not hear any train horns. As with the path, I promise you that this has not been sitting on someone's desk waiting for someone to take action on it. They have been working on this very, very hard for about 7 years now, and hopefully before long it'll come to pass. Over the next year and a half or so, I'll be introducing all my contacts with the local authorities, with city, county, police, and so forth to the new officers of the association, so they will have access to all that information. Again, I'll be putting out a short video like this from time to time, just to update you on things. I know I've talked with a lot of you on the phone or by email, but I've never met you, and I thought it might be helpful to put a face with the name. I hope I can do the same with you guys over the next year or so. But as always, please let us know. If there's anything we can do to help, let us know. So thanks again, and thanks to everyone for helping make this a great neighborhood. If you want to call me, I can be reached at 512-694-9769, or you can reach me at Mike_Freeman at GRRWNA.org. That's Mike_Freeman at GRRWNA.org. So thank you guys, all of you, and I know it's been a rough year, but let's start this one off and let's have an amazing year this year. Thanks again.